Notice him. The eyes of a young lad peer at you from under the massive helmet. At this proximity, it is obvious that his armor is ill-fitting and mismatched, and the helmet specifically is either too very poorly made or a theater prop. Pardon me, I saw you with that shawl. Does that mean you're a friend of Aranka's? What I'm saying is, of course it does. So, I found because this unlocks the mythic path I wanted to go down. Oh. Hello. The young man's speech is interrupted by the arrival of a new cast of characters. People in the robes of Iomede's inquisitors appear from all sides, surrounding her. Adept Thrall of the Temple of Desna, you are under arrest on suspicion of treason and aiding the demons. You have 1 minute to come quietly. Drag your feet, and we'll count that as an attempt to resist justice. Prelate Holrin appears behind his people. And here's the traitor who almost corrupted the Wardstone with his magic. You didn't think that the disorder and demonic presence in the city would distract us from pursuing traitors, did you? The youth's eyes go wide, and he says nothing, clearly not knowing what to do. Demons are running amok all over Canabra. It's not the time for settling scores. On the contrary, now is the perfect time to catch the demons' accomplices, while they're overconfident and letting their masks slip. You're torturing this poor boy for nothing. I can't stand for this. I do hope you realize that by defending this traitor, you'll make yourself his accomplice. But even if you don't realize, it's no matter. Seize the rabble-rousers. I hope the prelate leaves. Okay. I don't want to kill him. I guess I really have no choice but to kill the prelate.
Make every strike count.
Just activate your holy blade. I'll put that, down here.
Don't worry about me.
Well, really wish you would stop dying. You're a tank. I have to spam heal on you, Jesus. Probably should have raged as well, that might have helped. Woljif? Did you just get sucked into the pit? I didn't want to kill Prelate Holrun. Oh well. Didn't like him anyway. I just want to see if there was a peaceful way to resolve it, but I guess not. Okay. Well, let's quick save, I guess. Paul. The young man glances at the bodies of the Inquisitors, then turns around. Oh, Desna, why, in doing what is right, must we so often be forced to spill blood where it is not necessary? Can this really be the price of the true path and of freedom? Anyway, thank you. I'd have been done for without you. I'm sorry I had to end this way, too. I got a little confused about what is right and what isn't. Are stunned with the Wardstone. I mean, it's my burden to bear. Now, if you don't mind, I'll be going to the Temple of Desna. I want to be alone with the goddess and reflect on all that just happened. Man. I really, really didn't want to have to kill Harun. Yeah, oh well. That's really unfortunate. Well, off to the temple.
Tire of waiting.
Big boy. Big boy.
Did we find trouble? No, they did.
Speaking of big boys, giant fly. I'll take a little nappy poo. See any other scrolls I want besides haste? Haste is just such a good spell. Yeah.
I cannot help but think that everything happening right now will one day end up in the history books. And under the stern gaze of the schoolmaster, little men Deviants will read, on such and such a day, the heroes stopped to camp here and there. And the little blighters will be thoroughly bored, and so they will begin doodling in the margins. And the only picture of yours truly in the book will be adorned with a mustache. So much for the rewards of heroism.
It's a little too real, buddy. A little too real. Wish I could switch tabs without having to have this pop up. Probably some way I can do it, but I'm too dumb. What's a computer? Are you saying this box is magic? I'm not gonna run. Kill me if you wish, but I ask you hear me out first. I did. I started this whole quest. What do you... I can't imagine someone would go as far as kill you, Ramian. Your gaggle of good little worshippers wouldn't allow such sacrilege to come to pass. Why didn't you think to seek refuge with me? I would have helped, out of solidarity for a fellow Aasimar, and to relive that one summer's eve. Darren smiles slightly, wistfully. Darren, Bree seems to have only just noticed your companion. You are traveling in unexpected company, but to answer your question, I had never considered trying to save myself. I wanted to help the people of the city. I refused to idly wait out the storm just to amuse you, not even for the sake of that one summer's eve. Yes, it's a common affliction among clerics, it seems. Now is not the time for selfish pleasure. Our city is burning, and the prelate has lost all sense of reason. Holrun's dead. The Aasimar brings his hands together for a brief prayer. I am sorry for this. Really, I am truly sorry. Holrun did not understand what he was doing, and he did so much harm, but he sincerely believed that he was fighting for the good of the city and the entire crusade movement. In another position, he could have done so much for good. What other tidings did you bring? I don't want to believe that Canabras has fallen, that everyone is dead and there is no one left to fight. Please, tell me, are there pockets of resistance still left in the city where I can be of some use? I'm going to do the adepts first, just so it doesn't maybe mess up any campaign dialogue. 103 rescued adepts. The news already reached me. I am deeply grateful. Now my heart can rest easy, knowing they are safe. Irbeth Tirablade in the Eagle Watch is gathering survivors in Defender's Heart Tavern. You would be very useful there. Commander Tirablade, I do not know her personally, but her wife, Anivia, is a regular worshipper at our temple. I will be glad to aid them in this fight. Thank you for listening to me and defending me. I will go now to the Defender's Heart. I hope to see you there. May Desna keep you. Definitely said I was supposed to be getting the Azada path here. Maybe need to talk to these. Oh, is that a chest that I didn't loot before? Weird. Ilks, Aranka, and Thal sit side by side, like sparrows on a tree branch. They seem happy, despite the chaos going around them. If it isn't our rescuer, it's good that you've come. Sit with us. I'm pleased to see that you're all fine, but there is still much more work to do in the city. Yeah, stop me for a minute, won't hurt. I'll be glad to sit with you. The adepts share a conspiratorial look. We decided to give you a gift. A special gift. One that we would never share with anyone, except for the person who risked his life for ours. Who didn't just take a stand against evil, but against injustice under the guise of law. And our gift is a song. We call it Starward Gaze, and it came to us from the true servant of Desma, from her domain in Elysium. This song can gift a soul with renewed vitality. Just listen. The girl sings the melody. Ooh. Enchanting. Do I get a gift? I can swap my songs for something else. Say, cash or even a snack of some kind. Sing the song after Aranka. You repeat the melody, feeling it coming from somewhere within your heart, and then... boom! My mythic path. Baby! When the music stops, Tuliel finds himself in a place that looks nothing like the ruins of Canabras. It all happens in the space of a blink. He closes his eyes on one world and reopens them on another one entirely. A delicate twilight envelops this new world, with streaks of moonlight breaking through the gloom. Tuliel is standing in a shallow stream of murmuring water, deep in a forest. There was no one else around. Garlands of unfamiliar climbing plants twine around the trunks of gigantic trees, and dangling from their branches are vines, woven into what looks remarkably like swings. A carpet of fragrant grasses spreads out of the tree roots, with islands of phosphorescent moss and lichen dotted here and there. Small, smooth stones with a strange mirrored surface are scattered across the stream bed in which Tuliel is standing. The stones catch the light, shining down from the heavens, making them gleam silver, and making the ordinary little brook look like a stream of darkness, carrying a sprinkling of stars through the night. Tuliel is sure that he has never been in this place before, and yet it all feels so familiar. It is the manifestation, not of dreams or of fantasies, but of that special way of looking at the world that only children possess. When a glint of light reflected on a piece of glass becomes a fallen star, when an oddly shaped stone can be a remarkable artifact, and when every shadow or twist in a path promises mystery or an incredible adventure, a single glance into the forest stream brings this feeling rushing back. Realizing this, Tuliel clambers up the nearest tree to play on a vine swing. Hell yeah. Ooh, the Fae. I love the Fae so much. Oh, I love the Fae. I should have been a druid, man, but I don't know. Magic barbarian side is so cool. The stream of star stones babbles away below. The swings begin to gently move, arcing up and smoothly down again. What lies behind the thrill that this simple pastime gives mortals? Is it the sensation of weightlessness? The hunger for freedom and flight? Whatever it may be, Tuliel quickly realizes that he is no longer alone. They come closer, not attempting to hide, stepping lightly on the mossy carpet, leaping from branch to branch, or flitting through the air. The creatures are thoroughly bizarre, as though they were deliberately conceived to try the sanity of every taxonomist on the planet. One has the fluttering wings of a butterfly on its back, another has the tails of a dozen different animals, while the third boasts tresses of streaming water, hooves instead of feet, and springy clover growing all over its skin. "We have a visitor!" exclaims one of the strange creatures, and it immediately pushes a swing, helping it pick up speed. "Who are you?" "We are Azadas, the children of freedom," says one of the creatures, carelessly swinging from the branches of a tree. "This forest is our home, for today. Tomorrow our home could be a lake 100 leagues to the south, or an underground cave in the Azure Ocean, or a castle of clouds that scatters in the dawn breeze." Where am I? That's very bold text. "Don't you know where you are?" asked the creature in amazement. "These are the plains of breathtaking beauty and the plains of astonishing wonders, but only Elysium is woven from the crafting for beauty, from the beliefs and wonders. That is where you are, in the most peaceful, most wonderful corner of the plain of boundless freedom." How did I get here? Oh gosh, it's like stacking on itself. "We don't know how you came to be here," says the creature with a dozen tails, smiling. "Mortals rarely come to Elysium during their lifetime, but here you are, which means that something must have brought you, something in your soul. If your soul didn't harbor even the slightest spark of freedom, yearning, passion, you never would have found your way here. Now that you know the answers, tell us, what do you want?" I wish I could stay forever. The creature with butterfly wings, who has hitherto remained silent, gives the visitor a serious look and nods to itself. "I smell the burning blood and tears of the place where you have come from. It clings to you. Your soul yearns for beauty and freedom. That is good, but the souls meant for Elysium would never turn their back on suffering and strife. You must return to where you came from. For now, at least. But would you like to take something from this place as a memento?" The question hangs in the air, and through the words that Tulia utters next are merely words, not a spell or a military command. They seem to have equal bearing on destiny and life. Yes, I really want to. The Azadas draw closer. "Take this memory with you. Take this light. Take the knowledge that any pebble struck by a moonbeam can be equal to any star. Take the understanding that you cannot fight evil with clever plans until you have conquered evil within your soul, and your soul cannot be cleansed of evil if it's not free. Take our song. Remember it, and it may help you, but only when you are true to that which brought you beneath this sky." Oh, I love the Fae. All three adepts look at you wide-eyed. What just happened? For a second there you were surrounded by light, and we heard music, like the music of Elysium itself. I had a vision. I was in Elysium, and the Azadas spoke to me. The adepts exchanged looks of astonishment. "I swear it's a sign that Desna herself has turned her gaze on you. You helped us and protected Wallflower from the Inquisitors, even though it wasn't your responsibility. The goddess couldn't fail to acknowledge such a noble soul." "We might be getting ahead of ourselves here. There are many powerful entities in Elysium besides Desna, but of course, there must be a reason for it. I'm so glad we met you, friend. And not just because I'd be being tortured by the Inquisitors right now if we hadn't. That's a good part of it, but that's not the whole reason. But also because you helped me overcome my doubts. We'll always remember you, no matter what." I did it. Oh, God. Oh, I have my freaking mythic path, finally. God. That's so good. So this one we just have to wait on. We can't do anything about it. Have to wait on liberations. We can't do anything about it. I'm not really sure if there's more I can get to join. This is the path forward. I need to talk to Woljif. And these won't end. So pretty much it's just Woljif now and I can progress the story, I think. This game is so much fun. Oh, it's a lot of talking, a lot of reading. But, gosh, the story is woven so beautifully. Like, I really loved Kingmaker. I thought it was a fantastic game. But this has outdone it by bounds. Oh, I'm allowed to drink. Oh well. No more whiskey for me. God, that was fun. Alright. Wish I could scroll out more. Alright, everything's cleared of quest markers. So, we're heading to Defender's Heart. Whew. Getting chills. This is getting... We're finally getting somewhere. It's all been side quests and exploration, but now we're gonna press the attack on the garrison.
Do not fear. Do not waver.
Man, my mystical blade. It is really cool that I just have a random talking weapon that thinks he's a person. Mr. Woljif, let's see what you gotta say. I guess we'll rest too, so my party doesn't get exhaustion. And sell stuff. Oh god, I have so much stuff to get rid of. A lot of heavy weapons that shouldn't be in my inventory. Show me what you got. What is this? When did I get that? Alright, what's this one? Longsword of Right. You know what? Specifically because this is his frickin' weapon. Bye. I want nothing to do with that asshole. Nothing grinds my gears more than religious fanatics. Oh, I never got the stories on these items from the storyteller. Let's do Woljif's thing, and then I'll clear the storyteller bit. Okay. Should keep armor, I guess, just for the off chance I get someone. I don't think I'm ever going to have a kineticist on my team. I'm just going to sell that. Oh, deal. I didn't want to just leave. Okay.
March on.
So, Woljif, where you at, buddy? Woljif? Am I going crazy? Well, let's rest for a second. So she can only make spells she already has, so it's not really, like, that important. But it's good to at least
By the way,
craft
did
stuff.
you know that the
Or
amount
just
of
sell it.
light in an
You can sell
individual's
it.
possession is directly proportional to the weight of the secrets that individual is hiding?
I
And did you know that the length
don't
of
know.
an individual's tongue is inversely proportional to the length of their life?
They got some scuffles going between them. All right, Woljif, you frickin' horned bastard, where are you at? Oh, my party members are. Oh, I looked right past him.
Psst, look, Chief, I got something to show you. Ta-da! A real beaut, isn't it?
Of course he has it. Woljif comes closer and looks around quickly to make sure no one is eavesdropping. He makes a subtle gesture and an amulet on a chain appears in his hand. A silver amulet in the shape of a waning moon with a dark crystal in the middle. The moon of the abyss. So you did betray the tieflings.
Oh, that cuts me deep, Chief. You and I saw who the traitor was. It's just that when we robbed the shop, I went in first and took what I wanted. Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, fair.
Although, of course, I did think about hiding the moon and just taking myself off somewhere warm when all this blows over. But only because I want to see the world. Is it a crime to want to travel, huh? Is that what counts for treachery these days?
Did you really have the amulet the whole time?
Since that night, Chief, Melround didn't even set eyes on it. While he was dealing with the golem, I sneaked past them, and that was that.
Remind me, why is this item so important?
Really not remember it? Oh, I thought you would appreciate it. It's from the old man Fileman, the owner of the Ancient Trees and Wonders shop. It's the pride of his collection. The Moon of the Abyss, an amulet with a rare crystal crafted by an unknown maker. When I think of how much this thing is worth, it makes my head spin.
You've been searched by guards. How'd you manage to hide the amulet?
Thieves have their ways.
Why didn't you give the amulet to Charisme right away?
What? So she would slay me right away, you mean? You saw how antsy she was over Canabras and all this. So I did it. I took the Moon of the Abyss. But I didn't go to Erebeth. And Big Sister wouldn't hear my explanations. She doesn't have the time. I even thought I'd hide the moon somewhere, and then when all the noise had died down, I'd go get it and make a run for it. I'm sick of the thieflings. And they never appreciated me anyway.
Why did you steal the Moon of the Abyss? You wouldn't have been able to sell an item so rare anyway.
Why, he asks? It's expensive. Pretty. And you know, it's my amulet, actually. Not meaning I stole it, but I mean, this is my inheritance. My grandma and I were poor. All we had was a jewelry box with the moon in it. She used to store it under the floor in the basement, and she'd take it out sometimes just to look at it. She was always nicer when she had a few drinks in her, so I could ask her things then. One time I asked where she got it from, and she said it was from a demon. You know, the demon who was my grandfather. He said the moon was to be passed down. My mom was good for nothing and nobody, so that's why Grandma decided to keep the amulet for me. She used to say it would be mine when I grew up. But she couldn't wait until I grew up. She squandered my inheritance when she became a drunk. Took it to Fileman's shop and pawned it. He gave her some coppers for it, and she didn't even haggle. Just grabbed them and ran back to the tavern before last orders. I've been going to Fileman's to look at the moon ever since I was a kid. He chased me away, but I just kept going back, so eventually he gave up. He didn't skimp on security. The place was like a fortress, so he wasn't worried about a street rat like me pinching anything. Even when I got more skilled, I couldn't get any closer to it. One day, I had no one to go with. Another day, there were only oafs who'd never stolen anything more than a church donation box. But when Charisme had planned everything out, I realized I had a chance to get the moon and move away from here. Maybe to Garen. I hear it's warmer there. I've stayed with the family for too long.
You know, it feels weird not having to talk for the characters. I was sitting here listening to him talk, and I felt like I was doing nothing. I mean, I wasn't, but I'm not used to being voice acted. Where's the chaotic option? I mean, yeah, it's your business, not mine.
Allies, friends, it's all a load of crap. Life brings us together, forces us to make plans, do whatever it is we do, but it's a safe bet that this ain't forever. I might be a traitor, but the others, are they any better than me? Melround had a good reputation in the family. He was trusted, and you see what happened. If you abide by the law, anyone can rob you. So you need to break the law first when no one expects it. And run before you go soft and get too attached. Whatever you think, I owe you. I'm not just a thief. I have my own business selling things. Thanks to you, I'm still in the family. And we have the black market sewn up in this city. It's a good way to sell valuables. So, if you need anything, a scroll or something, just say the word. I have a little portal to our people in Nerosian. You put a note there, and you get what you need. I can't get you anything big, but what they do have is all high quality. Nothing's too good for you, Chief. What's mine is yours. For a price, of course.
Want to know more about you. Oh my god, I feel like I definitely talked to him. I think this might be a next stream thing. I got 20 minutes left. I don't want to spend it talking as Woljif. Oh. two-handed. It's really weak. I forget. Gnome Hammer of Discipline. Star Knife. Such a ridiculous name. Nothing really all that interesting there. I guess I'll have to go back and talk to Woljif, but I'll at least do this one. Are you really staying in the party or just waiting for a chance to run off? Woljif gives you a hurt look. As if I could! There are demons and dangers around every corner. The thiefling stops short. Don't you worry, Chief. I'll work off my debt honestly. I won't stab you in the back or go on the run with your money. And if you buy my wares, I won't have to leave at all. Whatever, you're free to do as you please.
Onwards.
I guess it really is, do I want to talk to the storyteller with the items or Woljif? I'll do the storyteller items. That'll probably be less time than Woljif. Tell me the story! Storyteller touches Finian. What a peculiar weapon. I sense intelligence in it, but it seems dented. Grandpa Elf, watch where you're poking your fingers. It tickles. The elf looks at you with unusual impatience. Shall we? Show Finian. Tell me what you see. Hello, Grandpa Elf. The storyteller carefully takes Finian from your hands. Hello, Finian. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. His face contorts into a painful grimace. I'm coming to again. How long have I been here? They kept me in a cage for 3 days. I know this because 3 times the light under the door disappeared for a long time. And they chained me to the table in the bladesmith. Everyone calls him the bladesmith. He placed a device with a jar over me. It feels like I'm being fried. At first I tried to break free, but I got so tired that I screamed, but now I've lost my voice, though the pain is burning right through me. But when I woke up, the pain was gone, and I wasn't tied on the table anymore. I was standing near it, and someone else was lying on the table, a burned corpse covered with black crust. The master took out a handsaw and was sawing off his head in a very focused way. I should have run back then, but I couldn't for some reason. This burned corpse had a symbol on his belt, just like I do. An eye and a star. My favorite belt. A good one. Where would a stranger get one? It must have been someone from my clan, some distant family member. The storyteller stops. When he speaks again, you hear only a muffled whisper. Those crusaders, I was glad when I saw them. I thought they'd come to help, but how? How was it that I killed them all? Someone told me to, and I obeyed. I don't understand. I understand nothing now. I need to catch my breath. I need all this to stop, even just for a minute. I just have to understand what's happening to me. Just need to rest. The storyteller shakes his head, slowly coming to his senses. That is Finian's past, but what awaits him in the future? The dead have no future, but... The storyteller smiles. I see an endless ocean on a good day, and a boat flying over the waves. I'm so excited, but I don't know whose vision this is. Is this a soul existing here and now, or a soul reborn? Thank you for your story. The storyteller gives Finian back to you. Please take care of this young lad. He is finally in the right hands. Do not worsen his suffering by involving him in dishonorable deeds. Come on, Grandpa Elf. I can take care of myself. I'm not a kid. I don't know what horrors you were talking about, but don't you worry about it, all right? Look after yourself. Finian, my baby. I love this talking sword. Show Terendaliv's scale to the storyteller. Storyteller takes a deep breath and smiles. I am flying. I can finally spread my wings. I am gliding over a broad river. The sunset has turned its surface smooth like a mirror, and I see my reflection. It is as if another silver dragon is rising to meet me from the depths. But what is it? The scales on my chest are black, and the darkness is spreading over my body. I wake up. A clear sky sways above me, blazing with heat. I am in human form. The red dust of the wound clings to my cracking lips. Someone is carrying me on a stretcher made of shields and spears. I am so weak, I can barely lift my hand to my face. The sight of my own hand terrifies me. It is black, and the skin glistens like scales melted by fire. I probably ought to cry, but I only feel hatred and nausea. All these people around me. Out of sympathy for them did I choose to leave my mountains. I gave up my flights over rivers. I went to the demon's lair. They don't have a scratch on them, but I'm infected with foulness. It's not fair. My life is more precious than their pathetic existence. Oh, how I hate them in this moment. And then I suddenly feel shame. No, these are not my thoughts. The Crusaders carrying me are my good friends. I am glad they did not suffer, but I hate them and myself so much. Pain and hatred pierce me all at once. It's all because of them. All because of them. Someone walking beside me touches me, talks to me, but the only thing I hear is, "Your mentor, he will come. He will help." And I lose consciousness. The storyteller takes a deep breath, exiting the vision. Such hatred from Terendelev? Wasn't she on our side? Terendelev has come a long way. Her unit was ambushed by demons once, and she was infected with foulness. The Terendelev you met in Canabras has gone through many trials and regained her former purity. What happened next? The storyteller puts his hand to his forehead. Sometimes the past can be as vague as the future. We all know how Terendelev's story ended, but the beginning is hidden from us. Maybe if you find something else that used to belong to her, we'll know more about her struggle. My theory is that Terendelev's coming back. That her body was dragged off and infected with some demon thing, and she's going to end up being a villain. That's my theory. I got a quest. Present Radiance. What do you see in its past? The storyteller touches the blade with his finger. Sadness rings in his voice. Dresden is doomed. Demons attacked right when we lost the protection of the Sword of Valor. My city, I don't know what voice I should be using for this. I know it was a female. My city, my bastion of hope. We built you as a symbol that the lands mutilated by the abyss could still be restored to mortals. Now you are perishing, and there is nothing I can do. We retreat. No, we flee. A frightened crowd rushes out into the night through the southern gate. They are chased by the angry howls of demons, killing the last defenders of the citadel. My heart goes out to them, but I am standing still on the wall. I am covering the retreat. Demons do not attack. They seethe around you, fall from the sky, strike from all sides at once. They can't be stopped, but they can be distracted. I run to the upper front of the gate tower. Radiance glows with the golden light in my hands. I permit myself to close my eyes for just one heartbeat. I imagine that the soft glimmering of the sword I see through my closed eyelids is the light of the summer sun. I smile. I open my eyes and call out, "Hey, Discari spawn! Who wants the best trophy of the night? You know my name, Yaniel. You know how many of you I've killed with this very hand. You want to curry favor with Darazand, Minago, or the echo of your lord? Bring them my head, if you can!" Roaring and screaming, they rush toward me in a wave of deformed bodies and unfurled wings. The wave crashes against me, spattering my armor with bloody froth. Broken wings and chopped-up bodies plummet to the foot of the tower. In the heat of the battle, I see Joran's pale face down there. He looks up at me in desperation, but he can't help. He is carrying 2 wounded on his shoulders. My city will fall, but my friends will survive. This is what I am fighting for. I am covering the retreat. The flow of fleeing people gradually dwindles. My armor is broken in many places, and I cannot heal my wounds anymore. The last demon I stab with radiance suddenly recoils, tearing the handle out of my blood-slickened hand. He flies up, but falls somewhere far behind the walls, by the road being taken by those fleeing. No more golden glow in my hands. The night closes it on me, filled with shrieking, mocking demons. Demons' laughter. Dresden, I'm dying with you. Light of the sword, righteous Iomade, accept my soul. The storyteller runs his hands along the blade with a sad smile. I know whose memory this is. I've heard about her so many times. Yaniel was a true crusader. Touching her memories is so cleansing. Do you see the future of this sword? Just one of the numerous possibilities. The blind elf touches the sword hilt and metal rings in his voice. I slide out of the sheath swiftly. I proudly watched the army of warriors led by my lord. I sing, slashing the air, putting courage in their hearts. I am radiance. Tremble, city of Dresden. My lady Yaniel has perished, but I am not done yet. Charge! Storyteller turns the sword to you. It is nice to know that sword glory days are not over. It has many battles ahead. Take care of it, and it is a glorious sword. Present the stone knife. Tell me about its previous owner. The storyteller touches the knife, his fingers clamping around the hilt with a hungry, masterful... Oh, I think I already did this. Yeah, I already did this. Okay, sweet. We still got 10 minutes left of the stream. I'll do a little bit of Woljif's dialogue. That way it's not so bloated at the start of the next stream. To those of you watching, I will be streaming more Pathfinder on Friday, 6:30 PM EST. I want to know more about you. Are your family tieflings too? I really feel like I've talked to him. You know what? Actually, I'm going to save talking to him for a different time. Because I'm pretty sure I did. I want to review my footage. I want to repeat it. That would be annoying for everyone. Alright, well, I guess let's start planning our attack. Alright, level 5, side quest done. I did just get a new one. It doesn't end at the end of this chapter, so that means I can find stuff past it. Good. Everything's ready for the attack on the Grey Garrison. Well, I saved... I don't know what's going to end. That's the problem. It doesn't say, like, this will end when you go to the Great Garrison. Because like, some of them literally say you have to wait. So, I guess what I'll do is I'll say everything's ready onward, see which quests fail, and then see if I actually need to go back and do stuff. So, I have Burning City, Common Cause, Cold Waters, and Outcast. Yeah, wait for the liberation of Canabras. I can't do that. And I literally just I have to wait. So. Everything's ready. Onward! To arms! I just spilled water on myself. I really hope I slept. I can't. I did. That's right. This is the first place we popped up, I think, right? Alright, so we got the tieflings. Oh, they're joining my party. Oh, that's cool. Actually, join my party. I don't know where to go, or which way is the correct way. I need to explore to make sure I don't miss anything. Where? Going crazy. Where's this trap go? Oh. Oh, where are you going? Oh no, you're literally telling me, look, there's a trap. Jesus. Can't pick locks. Oh, lock is... I guess disarm is considered a lock? Weird.
Pretty good, aren't I?
Guess you are. I like Woljif quite a bit. I really wish that he wasn't such a glass cannon.
Discovery.
Who discovered something? What the fuck? Oh, this trap, I guess.
This is my kind of work.
It's very roundabout way to get that trap going. To the first floor, so something over here that trap was protecting. Or that trap... You know what I mean.
Let's move.
Let's move. Ask Earbeth how the scabbard for her family's heirloom sword ended up in a smuggler's cache. Yeah, Earbeth, how'd that happen? Weird. Okay, so the only thing that got lost was the Allies quest, which completed. I feel like I chose my allies well. God, this game is so good.
A
Right.
bright future awaits.
What's my
us.
party maker? Why did this happen? Yeah, you know, that's kind of good. That means that Earbeth gets in there a little bit ahead of me. Or, because my speed's faster than her, we get there at the same time. Cultist, archer, cultist.
You've crossed the wrong
Oh,
mountain.
Jesus, that's quite a bit. Why don't we hit a magic missile on you? Flat. Woljif, can you please?
Won't survive me.
Look at all the rest of the party's fine, Woljif. You're freaking AC of 17 and you can't wear any... Oh,
Require my unbiased opinion?
I don't require unbiased opinion, thanks.
The world's not ending just yet.
My tail is
You know, Woljif, just drink some potions. I don't want to waste spell slots. You're dumbass. These masterwork? Nice. Daggers are masterwork, though. Okay. Masterwork. Sweet. Making some money. Money. It's wild that he just picked up the wardstone and threw it. Alright, so that's back down to the basement. That's stairs upward, which I don't want to do. I want to explore. Come on, man. Who doesn't want to explore? Why does it have to be the end of stream? I want to keep playing. Why do I have to be an adult and have responsibilities tomorrow? Ugh.